Let me know from where you're joining so I can see that in the chat. And let me know if the voice and the sound are okay. Let me know from where you're joining so I can see that in the chat. And let me know if the voice and the sound. All good so far? All right, so I would just start, and as you enter, feel free to let me know where you're joining and if you already have the template or not and what you think about it. So let's start. DNA activation template, right? Before we get into the music side of things, I just wanted to let you know that it might sound like, you know, like woo-woo or like some esoteric, untangible things, but there's actually hard science that is backing all this up. And I have a teacher who is a scientist, and he studied all this, and he has a lot of papers, you know, like sharing a lot of information on why 528 hertz is a DNA activation frequency and how Solfeggio frequencies play a role in the ascension of humanity and in the expansion of consciousness. And I will get into this like step by step, but I just wanted to let you know that the 528 hertz in the DNA activation, this is actually something that is also backed up by science, and that is even more exciting because then we can not just feel it, but we can actually understand it and make practical use of it. And this is what I did with the template, right? So let me just pull up here the YouTube so that I can see the chat. I'm going to put the chat here on the second window. All good with the sound? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Sabrina. I know you already have the template, so that's great, right? And how's the resolution? Is the resolution okay? Like the stream, video, all good? Awesome. Okay, so let's get into the template, right? So the intention, as I said, was to use this knowledge of 528 hertz being a frequency that helps to trigger the DNA. It helps the DNA to absorb more light and to integrate the information that is coming from the galactic central sun through our sun, through the solar flares, onto the Earth and into our systems. And also it is structuring the water molecules in our cells. So it's a very powerful frequency, and also in the Solfeggio frequency, it is seen as the miracle frequency. So it also can be used for manifestation, to manifest miracles, and yeah, but mostly to activate and heal the DNA and activate dormant potential. So that was my intention here for the template. So let's have a look at all the sounds and all the elements from the beginning, right? And if you have any questions or if you have any comments, please feel free to write that in the chat. So I'm here now in live 12. The template works in any version of Ableton, light, intro, standard, suite, whatever. Now I'm in the suite version, but I created it in a way that it also works in the intro and in the light version, so that anybody who on any budget can use it. Okay, so the first channel we have here is grounding, clearing, and activating pulses, right? And the idea behind this was, so imagine you do like a sound journey, right, for your clients or for your group, and you want to start with grounding the people first, because it's really important before we get into this super high state of consciousness and really lift up and open our crown chakra and all those things and get really angelic. We want to be really connected and rooted with the earth first, right? So this is what this is for. Those are like drum recordings, right? Shamanic drum. Oh, this is already playing some sound here. Right, so there's like different drum sounds. They can also be like used to activate the root chakra. It can also be used to move stuck energy, right? So this is something you could use at the beginning of the sound journey, or you could use it like within the journey when you feel you want to move some energy or you want to ground the people. But basically this is what this is for, and this is like the Great Mother Drum and then the Earth Star chakra activation, which you can also use, you know, as a pulse, a very simple but deep shamanic drum, just to connect us with the earth, right? So that's the first thing, the ground. And then you can see each channel has this effect racks here. So there's a low cut filter, high cut filter, echo, and space. And I will show you some really cool use cases in that in a bit on other channels. So for now, let's just move on to the core essence vibrations. And this is kind of like the low drones, and this is kind of the thing where we connect with the primal core essence, with the cosmic core of our existence. And this is like really deep drones, low drones that you can play to really open, you know, the cosmic portals. So right away you can see we are here and feel, right? This is Hunabku. This is actually the Mayan understanding of the galactic central sun. So here's directly the bridge to the central sun, right? This is representing the frequency of the galactic central sun. So this allows us to connect, you know, in a meditative state, connect with that frequency and just directly receive guidance and information and impulses from the central sun. So this is a very powerful sound already. And, you know, in general with this template, I would suggest you don't play too many sounds at the same time. One or two at the same time are really enough, because they're so profound and they're so dense and rich in information. Because I have worked with different beings from different dimensions, angels and ETs and all kinds of light beings that were kind of present. And I will do another video where I actually show the process of how I encode sounds with crystals and intentions and all that stuff. That's not going to happen today, but just, you know, feel into it and just notice how powerful this already is. And this is with all of them, right? Here, for example, we have the eternal hum. So those are like just really profound, really powerful frequencies that open up the cosmic connection already, right? And each of them, as I said, is encoded with Tom is joining. He's actually the guy, Tom Browling. He's the guy who makes the amazing galactic wands. He's my cosmic brother, and he initiated me and he helped me, you know, remember my galactic heritage and my connection and the soul connection that we have over different lifetimes. And I'm so grateful that we are reconnected again, and then we're on this mission and path together. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming. We are working on devices and tools where we combine crystals and his technology and sound. And he's also producing amazing consciousness, elevating and expanding sound healing music. So yeah, so cool that you joined, Tom. It's so cool that we are on this path together. So yeah, exactly. So this is the eternal hum, and then we have the Merkaba activation. So each of those sounds is encoded with one of the intention. And basically the way that it happened was, first I created the sound, and then I rendered it again, and then I connected with one of Tom's tools, and I invited, you know, the higher aspects to infuse those sounds with their energy and their intentions and their imprint. And then after that, in the meditation, I was told what it's about, basically. So this one is to activate the Merkaba, right? Super powerful sound as well. And yeah, so all the core essence vibrations are super powerful frequencies that connect us with our cosmic essence, and yeah, that you can just use on their own and just explore and see for yourself, right? Here, blessed by Metatron. Metatron was also one of the beings, one of the consciousnesses that was working a lot with me in that creation. And this is one of his blessings. So again, really powerful stuff, really beautiful. Metatron being one of the most powerful archangels, and the Metatron's cube being basically the blueprint of creation in this universe, like the geometric pinnacle of creation, like the map to the creation. So very powerful stuff, right? So I could talk about those frequencies like forever. Let's just use the low cut to fade it out. And let's go to the next one, creating a safe space, right? So this is actually when you want to start the session with your clients. This is to kind of like have a sonic smudge, or to kind of like, you know, create a safe space sonically, like make sure that the frequencies clean the space, and that you're like invoking beings of the highest light, for example, right? This is one example. So, and there's always like a lower octave and a higher octave, where always it says plus 12. This is like 12 semitones above, and this means like an octave above. I need to turn this down a little bit. Maybe I turn this down on my headphones. I don't know if it's okay for you. I just need to turn it down on my headphones a little bit, because otherwise I need to scream. All right, cool. So, all right, so this is kind of, when you play this sound, then you invoke beings of the highest light. So this is kind of like the invitation for the beings to enter the space. And of course, you can connect with that intention. And while you play the sounds, you can invite your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, all kinds of beings that you want to work with. And also the beings that I was working with, they will be present in the session, right? And then we have that an octave higher also. So if you then want to get to the next octave, it's the same sound, but just an octave higher. So even raising the frequency a little more, I would suggest in general that you go like gentle, right? Like you start low and then you go higher and higher. And then again, all these kind of affirmations or informations or frequencies are encoded in those sounds, right? Here, for example, angels are here for you. This is just again like a affirmation or like a confirmation that you're working with angelic beings during the session, that they're there for you, and that you're always supported, and that angels are always there, whether you're aware of it or not. And if you ask for support, they will always be there and support you. And this is just a reassurance, and this frequency is just really strengthening the knowing and the trust in the support of the angels, right? And then we have I am safe, which is just like a very beautiful frequency affirming that you can relax, that you can let go, that you are safe, and that you are in good hands, and that you can just surrender and trust the process of whatever wants to unfold, right? So again, all of these frequencies, first I rendered the sounds and I was running them through like analog model tape saturation to make them sound like really warm, and also I used like tape saturated reverbs and stuff. So I really love the sound, like I really love how analog it sounds and how warm. And in the rendering process I was inviting those beings, and then after the recording I was given the information of what it's about. Like basically this is all like the codes, the imprints, right? So this is I am safe, and then we have I am guided, I am home. And you can work with those like intentionally, right? If you ask for guidance, or if you want to receive your clients some guidance, then you just play I am guided, and then you can let them know, all right, so now you can tune in with your guides, and now you can receive guidance. So now listen within and see what comes up, right? Have a question within, ask for guidance, and you will receive, right? So this is that. Then we have the I am home frequency, which just again allows you to feel home wherever you are. But basically home is here and now, home is the present moment, home is the breath, home is the presence, the awareness, the consciousness that you are beyond time and space and beyond any story and beyond any identity. So this connects you with that state of presence, I am home. And then if you feel you need some protection, then play I am protected, right? This will create like a shield around you. This will create like a sonic protection, not just sonic, and also light protection. You can imagine yourself being surrounded, you know, by a bubble of light or egg of light and whatever you want to use, like golden light or rainbow light or white light. Doesn't matter, but this will invoke protection. If you feel you need that, then use this sound. And then again, like after the session, I would use this one. This is the sonic cleanse. Also, if you feel like there's a lot of density already in the space or in the person you work with, then use this first. But I would also use this at the end of the session. This is basically cleansing your space, and it's also cleansing the space energetically of the clients, you know, the physical body and the mental body, the spiritual body, the aura. So this is just like really clearing the space, like a very beautiful frequency, just clearing it. And on that note, I just want to show you like the power of the effect. So now each channel has those macro effect rags, right? Let me take a sip of my cacao. Oh my god, so delicious. So basically, what you can do, like a cool way to fade out, we don't have to fade to gray in the live intro and light, but this has the same effect. So look what happens. First I crank up the echo here, right? And then the space, right? Which is already a super cool effect on its own. And then I can just filter it out. I just take the low cut filter, right? And this way, super nice. The sound fades into infinity. I can stop it here. And I can trigger a new one, right? And so, and then when I wanted to bring it back in, I can also just make it reverse. So then I open up the filter again. And then I dial back the space and the echo, right? So then the sound is there again. So that's a really cool way. Fading sounds in and out, right? So now this one goes away again. And then let's have a look at the next channel. So this is really funny also because this is the light portals, right? So this, when you play those sounds, this will actually opening portals where the beings of light can enter. So this is kind of like the idea is that you open dimensional portals to higher dimensions, parallel dimensions, where benevolent beings of light are being welcomed into the space, basically, right? So those are portals from which they can enter. And you can see this shall resemble here like a little fairy or like a little angel. This is a little ASCII art here that I included. I thought it was pretty funny because the light portals didn't have names. Like they gave me feelings and frequencies, but they didn't have names. So this is how it ended up being this special portal. So this is one of the beings that's actually entering the space through one of the portals. You could imagine like a fairy or like an angel coming into the space, right? So again, those are all sounds that open light portals. And again, I would play each of those sounds on their own. I would not play them, you know, like so much on top of each other, but at the same time, you can use your intuition. If you feel guided to blend sounds, feel free, right? It's totally up to you. I just feel that I would want them to stand on their own pretty much and play one after the other so that it stays clear and it stays focused and it's not getting too overloaded or like too much information, right? But that's just my feeling. You know, you can do whatever you want, but just be aware that those are the light portals. They are opening up those portals, interdimensional portals, for those beings to enter. And then we have the messages of the higher realms. So let me just again fade out the light portals here. Can also go the other way around. We can also take out the high cut, right, and filter it out this way. So that's also possible. And then we have the messages from the higher realms, right? And this is again just codes that I have received from those realms. And again, those are very powerful affirmations and just also like facts. They're actual facts. So the higher beings want us to know that we are eternal bliss, right? In our essence, in our core essence, that's exactly what we are, bliss, right? And we are also deep peace. So this is again just a very powerful reminder and a powerful anchor of those frequencies, of those truths, of those inner truths. And then we're also invited to just be, also very powerful in these times where we are not really in control of what's happening around us, but we can control how we respond to it, and we can control, decide to be in the flow, and we can decide to let go also, right? So again, all of these sounds are encoded with those qualities. If you want to let go of something, just play this and visualize what you want to let go, and then let it go, right? And then if you don't feel loved, then just play this one, and then remember, you are loved so deeply, right? So just relax and receive this beautiful, beautiful frequency, and remember and realize that you are loved every moment, every breath, unconditionally, all of us, infinitely. And so those are those frequencies and messages from the higher realms that are there to support us, uplift us, inspire us, nurture us. And then here we have actually the core of this template, which was it all about, right? The DNA activation codes. So those are all 528 hertz frequencies, either played in a crystal bowl or in a singing bowl or in a tuning fork or as a pure tone, and then affected with sound design effects like granular synthesis and delays and reverbs and stuff like that. And again, those sounds are also coded with certain frequencies and programs, right? So this one, for example, is I activate my divine blueprint, right? So you can listen to this, and then you can say, okay, I activate my divine cosmic blueprint, and then you set that intention, and your DNA is listening and receiving, and your guides are doing its thing, right? Or you want to activate your light body, and then you play this one. And it's like, okay, I activate my light body. And then you connect with that, you connect with that version of your being, or like with that aspect, let's say. And the light bodies are being activated right now. They're being built right now. Like right now, the frequencies that are coming in, they are preparing the light body. And with that sound, you can actually enhance that and accelerate that and really focus on that, right? And then again, with the angelic consciousness, can activate your angelic consciousness and connect with that aspect of your soul, and so on. So the same idea, right? So if you say like, I want to release some old programs, right? Then you play this sound here. And you can play them in a loop. For now, I just set them to one shots. But if you want, you can play them in a loop. If you feel like you need to play those sounds a couple of times. With those ones, I feel you can combine them also, right? So you can play different ones. You can say, okay, I release all programs, and then you say, okay, now I release fear, right? So that's also possible. And we have more programs here. I activate my third eye, for example. So this is like the pineal gland activation. So this is all during the session. And then if we're gonna come to an end of the session, we have the rest and integration, right? So this is then before you send the clients away, or like before the whole journey ends. It's really important because this is really powerful, high frequency energy work. And in general, like tell the people, make a disclaimer and tell them that powerful stuff can happen, and that they join on their own responsibility, and that they should how you say that, they should anticipate their life to change. They should really not be surprised if they are not the same anymore, because this is really powerful stuff, and they should only join if they really want to change their life, if they want to improve. But it might bring up some uncomfortable stuff at first, and so it's good to be aware of that this might happen in the process. The higher frequencies, they might illuminate what is standing in the way, where the blockages are, and as a space holder you probably know that, but it's good to have the disclaimer to let people know that this is powerful stuff. And then anyway, for them to be really able to integrate, those frequencies are coded, so when you play those sounds, the beings are coming and assisting with those qualities, right? So if you play this sound, there will be beings coming in that balance the energy field of your client, right, or the group that you're working with. So you can play that for a while, and you can tune in. And thank you, Tom. Yeah, man, you're also a genius. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. Right, so this is balancing the energy field, and then, as I said here, the light body integration. Once you activated it, it's just good to integrate it also, and to really familiarize yourself with that sensation and with that quality. And I'm doing that more and more, like when I meditate, or when I'm going to bed, or when I get up, I connect with my light body. And the way that I do it is I connect with the 0-point field, like the quantum field, and from there I send an impulse, kind of like a program or like a state of the perfect healed body. But the light body can do that. The light body is a body that has no pain, that is in perfect divine cosmic harmony and function. And I send that information from the quantum field through my light body into my physical body, and the physical body is informed by the light body. So that's something really powerful that we also kind of get into in one of the sessions. And I will also be doing sessions with that template, obviously, and really do regular stuff. And actually, we can experience what I'm talking about now. Now it's already briefly, but I will do sessions. So right, so this is the light body integration, and we have the aura cleanse. And so this is all the stuff that we do, to make sure everything is fine. And then all this is like the icing on the cake, right? So the shower of light, right? This is just if you want to pamper and spoil, yourself or your clients, like give them some extra boost and give them some extra love, because the angelic beings and light beings are so proud of us that we did all the work, and they just want to shower us with love and gratitude, and all those frequencies are just there, like to thank you, Sabrina. It takes one to know one, huh? But yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. Feels good to be seen and acknowledged. So yeah, thank you for being on that journey with me, and also doing your part on that mission, Galaxica. So yeah, so those are all the sounds that are really just blessing us up, angelic embrace, right? And then some qualities like gentleness and innocence, really important, like the inner child work, right? So this is just a very light and gentle frequency. And then at the end, you're going to get some abundance, of course. You can always have more abundance, right? And then the heart expansion. So this is how I would end, right? Really shower them with abundance and the heart expansion. And yeah, and then they can be blissed out and be a new version of themselves. Oh, and then what I forgot. So here are the pure frequencies, actually. So let's have a look at the pure frequencies, right? So everything here is tuned to 444 hertz, right? Which is the Solfeggio tuning. It's so interesting because in the tuning of 444 hertz, the note C5 is exactly 528 hertz. This is why it's amazing. And it's also amazing that 444 hertz is the fourth octave of 111 hertz, which is a super powerful frequency for deep meditation and relaxation. And there's a cave in Malta that is resonating at that frequency. And I did a video on 111 hertz already, and I will do a workshop soon about 111, 528 hertz, and 444 hertz tuning, how it all ties together. But for now, see, there's just this frequency, which you can play mainly if you produce or if you like work on a sound journey, right? If you because you can perform but you can also, of course, produce sound units, and I will do videos about that as well. So this is the 111 hertz for deep meditation and relaxation. Then we have the 528 hertz just as a pure tone, right? Then we have them both together, and then we get into the binaural beats. So BB stands for binaural beats. So this is 4.5 hertz, a theta stage, shamanic consciousness. So this is for like traveling interdimensionally. And then if you don't work with headphones, so the binaural beats obviously only work with headphones. But if you don't work with headphones, you can have the isochronic tones. And then we have the 8 hertz with the theta healing state. So people were measuring when like Reiki practitioners, for example, do healing with their hands, they emit a frequency of 8 hertz. And that's a theta frequency, and that's a healing frequency. So if you do theta healing, this is a frequency that you can totally just have in the background in general for any session. Also, if you work with people, like I totally suggest you have that in the background if you do healing sessions. And then we have the Christ consciousness, and the isochronic tones of that is 33 hertz. It's pretty high. It's a gamma state, right? So that's why it sounds pretty trippy. And then we have 128 hertz, which is nervous system regulation and what is it saying there? And self-healing, exactly. So this frequency helps us to activate our self-healing powers. And those are frequencies that are derived from tuning forks, from the bioresonance forks. So this is helping to regulate the nervous system. And we have the pineal gland activation and unity consciousness, 144 hertz, also a really powerful frequency. It is also related to Metatron's cube, which I will get into another video. And we have the crystal tuner, which is a bit high, and you can use that frequency to tune your crystals, but it's also to focus your energy, because that's what crystals are doing. They're focusing energy, right? So this is a crystal tuner frequency. Then we have the Solfeggio frequency here, the root chakra grounding frequency. And then we have the Aum frequency, which is at 166.1 hertz. It's the frequency of oneness. So if you want to emphasize that state, then you can play that. And then we have the Soul Star chakra, which is connecting us with our higher self. And then we have the Earth Star chakra, which is kind of like the super root chakra. So yeah, exactly, Galaxica. You can play the pure tones on top of the other sounds. And you can really use your intuition. It depends a little bit on the intention, right? So as I said, you can use the 8 hertz theta healing pretty much throughout the whole session, the isochronic tones. If you're not working with headphones, then I would always use the isochronic tones or just the pure frequencies. You can always play the 128 also, because it helps to regulate the nervous system and to activate the self-healing power. You can use also the root chakra grounding frequency in general if you just want to make sure, let's say you don't want to use the drums, right? But you really feel like, oh, we need some grounding here. We're really like taking off and we're almost not allowed Earth anymore. We need to bring it back a little bit. Then you can use that root chakra frequency here. It's a Solfeggio frequency. It will play harmonically super well. And yeah, and if you really want to, in general, like Earth Star chakra connection is really important. So you could also start with that, you know, because the Earth Star chakra is kind of the root, the super root chakra. It's even deeper than the root chakra, and it's really our connection to the crystal core of the Earth. And this is also the connection point where we can embed codes into the structure of the Earth, like all the light codes, the ascension codes, and stuff like that. So it's really important that we connect with the Earth Star chakra. And many of us are not connected with it, especially people living in cities. So it's really cool also to start with that, actually, to really make sure that the Earth Star chakra is activated and that we are like super connected and rooted, and then we can go up really high, right? Okay, and then last but not least, we have the sound healing frequency rack here. And those are sounds that you can just play in addition. And CB stands for crystal ball, right? So those are all like all the sounds in the template are actually created based on organic recordings. Like nothing is synthesizer here. It's all like either crystal balls, tuning forks, Tibetan bowls, chimes, bells, flutes, all kinds of things are like organic. And then they're just sound designed. And for instance, this one is like a crystal ball, CB, right? Very low. And then it goes higher. And you can just play those sounds They're mostly in the tone of C, and you know, sometimes they are on 528 hertz, and if not, they are octaves above or below, and if not, they are like in the fifth. So there's always like super stable intervals, the root and the fifth only in those sounds here. And you can play those, you know, while you play other sounds, you know, just on top. We have gongs here. Right, and I have the filter set here to 6000 hertz. If you want it to be brighter, you know, like for the chimes and stuff, I thought it's really nice to have it not too bright, because people are super sensitive when they are in that state of deep meditation. And I find, especially if you work with big sound systems, you know, if I crank up the filter here, wow, you hear like this is pretty, it's okay, you know, but it's a bit harsh. So I tend to take it out. 777 is also cool. And then if you need to increase or decrease the gain, this is the gain for the whole thing. And again, you have the filters there. And those TB stands for tuning forks. Should actually be TF. Yeah, it was already pretty high probably when I did this. So this should actually be TF, which means tuning forks. So you can change it if you want. But you could also see it as totally blissed out. TB, total bliss, right? Let's just say it stands for total bliss. That's also cool. So TB stands for total bliss. It's all good. It's intentional. I know. Now I'm blissed out. This actually stands for Tibetan bowl. So TB stands for Tibetan bowl, and here we have the tuning forks. TF, right? So those are just sounds that you can play, so that you're not so bored while you have the sounds playing on their own. Yeah, so that's pretty much that in a nutshell. As I said, I will go way deeper into the whole idea of how that all works from a scientific point and what is so amazing about 528 in a workshop. And I will also make more videos on how to work with that also when you want to create your own templates and stuff like that. But yeah, for now, this is it. And I want to thank you all for watching and commenting. And yeah, I hope you have fun with it and that you will be able to inspire many, many people. The mission with this is to help remember our cosmic origins and to trigger that remembrance and to activate our full potential as galactic humans on Earth, transcend the limitations. Yeah, sure. I will show that in another video, Galaxica. There will be a video on how to create a sound journey with that, and then I will say how I use that in the arrangement. But it's a great question. You mean that, right? Pre-creating journeys, you mean that like an arrangement view, like what you did, where you like work with your vocals and stuff, things that you're gonna export and share with people that are not performed. I will do a video on that, where I actually produce a sound journey with that, and then we will use the sound effect rig. Are there any other questions? Any other comments? Okay, great. All right, so yeah, if you don't have any more questions, then I would say we conclude this live stream. And I see you in the next video. Have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful ascension. Enjoy the upgrades and DNA activations, and make sure that you get a lot of rest and drink a lot of water. It's a lot for the body and everything to integrate. And again, if you have the template already, you can use it on yourself also. It's really good medicine. You know, I listen to it during meditation, and I just have it in the background, and it's really helping me to integrate those frequencies and to stay clear and focused and balanced and grounded. Detlef, hey, thank you for joining. It's made in Ableton 10 actually, so you can use it in 11. It's made in Ableton 10 and it can be used in live intro and light and all versions of live, so you should be able to use it in 11. You can use it in 10, you can use it in 12, in any version of Ableton. But yeah, thank you for asking. Okay, I will stay on a little longer in case there's more questions. I see there's a little delay, maybe a couple of seconds in between me talking live and what is showing up on the stream. So I just stay a little longer. If you're leaving, just type bye in the chat so then I know that I can stop it. No, Tom, actually not. The thing is, it's not downloads compatible, so you can use it from 10 up, not from 9 up. If I would have done it in 9, it would have worked, but I did it in 10, so it won't open in 9. I will do a sample pack, though. That's a good reminder, Tom. I will actually do a sample pack where people can use it in any DAW. Also, if somebody else is watching it and asking, like, shit, I'm using Logic or Bitwig or something, or even in Traktor, I will do a sample pack and then people can use it in there as well. Awesome. Many blessings from Austria, Detlef. All right, guys. I will end the stream now. Thank you so much for joining. Sending you much love. And bis gleich.